Basically, this is a major step forward, moving towards democratizing AI systems, making this technology more accessible, and bringing benefits to everyone. This is a demo of two models for developers. Here, we have the 120B model and the 20B model. First, with Hugging Face. On Hugging Face, there will be a profile page for these two models. For example, with the inference providers, we can see that there are already a lot of providers that allow us to call inference to this model, the GPT-OSS 20B, because this one is open weight. All these providers, they can download it themselves. They install on their hardware, and they allow us users to use and call that inference. The next way to use the two GPT models, Open's new OSS AI, then we can use through OpenRouter. You can find it here. Click here for GPT family. Here, we'll have all the models from OpenAI. And if I scroll down here, we'll see the GPT-OSS 120 billion model, and here is the usage price. And below that, we even have the GPT-OSS 20B, which is free. This one is free. Hey guys, that is, we can use this model as free. In the next section, then I will guide you very quickly how to run these two new open weight models from OpenAI locally. Is local. With the first way you will use Alma. You will download a model. Download and run it through Alma then LM Studio. It's also a tool to help us download and run the models of open source AI right on our own computers. Hello, hi everyone. I'm Mindek, and I'm back again. Welcome everyone to my new video. Recently, OpenAI has released two open weight language models. Open weight means GPT-OSS 120B and GPT-OSS 20B. These two open weight language models are advertised to deliver strong real-world performance at a low cost and are provided under the flexible ABC 2.0 license. These models outperform other open models of similar size in reasoning tasks, demonstrating powerful tool use capabilities, and are optimized for efficient deployment on consumer hardware. They are trained using a combination of reinforcement learning and techniques based on the most advanced in-house models from OpenAI, including OBBA and other pioneering systems. Here, OpenAI notes that with the GPT-OSS 120 billion model, this is a large language model designed to run on data servers and high-end desktops and laptops, which are premium machines. As for GPT-OSS 20 billion, it's a medium-sized open model that can run on most desktops and laptops that are commonly used by consumers. That's the self-promotion from OpenAI, okay? So this isn't just a regular update, but can be considered a strategic leap forward with a strategic impact, promising to change the game for developers and even the entire AI ecosystem. Even though before this, we already had models open source like DeepSeek or Meta's Llama, but for sure, the two newest open weight models from OpenAI will be game changers to further drive the development of open source AI models. Why is this move so important? OpenAI affirms that these open models are not meant to replace, but to complement proprietary models like GPT-4. They want to give developers more options and let you freely choose the performance, cost, and latency that best fits your needs. Basically, this is a big step forward towards democratizing AI systems, making this technology more accessible and bringing benefits to everyone. Now, I'll talk a bit about the details and strengths of these two open weight models. As for open weight, I guess I'll translate it as open weights, different open source. Within video, I won't go too deep into the differences between open weight and open source. So if you're interested, you can look it up yourself to learn more, okay? So here, OpenAI announced that the GPT-OSS 120B model will reach almost the same level as OpenAI's O4 mini model on core reasoning benchmarks, while also running efficiently on a single 80GB GPU. As for the GPT-OSS 20 billion model, it will deliver results similar to OpenAI O3 mini on common benchmarks, and can run on devices with just 16 gigabytes of memory, making it an ideal choice for use cases on these kinds of devices, local inference or fast iteration without the need for expensive infrastructure. This is what OpenAI said. By the way, I'll share my own opinion in a bit. Both of these models perform strongly and can use this tool, call functions with few examples, and perform chain-of-thought reasoning, as seen in the results above, of agent evaluation, TauBench and HealthBench, even outperforming proprietary models like OpenAI O-1 and GPT-4o. These are just benchmark tests conducted by OpenAI themselves, so you could say it's a bit of self-praise. Self-declared. Next, these models are designed to be compatible with the Responses API from OpenAI and are built for use in autonomous workflows with self-management capabilities, featuring superior instruction following ability, and can use tools like web search or execute Python code and have reasoning capabilities, including the ability to adjust reasoning effort for tasks that don't require complex reasoning or aim for outputs with very low latency. These models are fully customizable, provide complete chain-of-thought reasoning, and support structured outputs. I find something really interesting here, which is that these models can provide a full chain of thought. This complete COT, you guys, meaning we can see the step-by-step reasoning process before the model gives the final answer. This is extremely important for increasing transparency, helping us monitor and detect the way AI thinks, as well as preventing any inappropriate behaviors. However, OpenAI also advises developers not to display this chain of thought directly to end users because it may contain hallucinated information or be misleading or even harmful. So what about the technical side? Both models use the mixture of experts, which translates to a mixture of experts, to reduce the number of parameters that need to be activated for each input, making them more efficient. The 20B model has a total of 117 billion parameters, but only activates 5.1 billion parameters for each token. This allows it to run efficiently on a single RPU with 80 gigabytes of memory. However, keep in mind this model isn't for laptops. Meanwhile, the 20 billion model has a total of 21 billion parameters and only activates 3.6 billion parameters for each token. This model is designed to run very efficiently, requiring just 16 gigabytes of memory, which makes this model very suitable for use on desktop computers and regular laptops. So this will be an ideal open web model choice for cases of everyday use on users' common devices that we already have, for situations where local inference is needed, for local usage purposes, or quick testing without the need for expensive infrastructure. Regarding the context length, which is the length of the context, both support context lengths up to 128,000 tokens. OpenAI has also open-sourced the encoder used for these top models. Also, in this article, there are many other details about this post-training and the evaluation, the assessment tests. There are a lot of benchmark tests here. We can see that OpenAI conducts these tests and compares these two open-weight models with their own top models, like O3, O4, and then the humanities last exam. The final exam for humanity, which include questions at the expert level spanning across many different fields. So, there are a lot of these charts like this to compare the performance of these two models with the other models. Then there's HealthBench, Hard, and also AIM 2024 and AIME 2025. With this math test, then GPQA Diamond, MMLU, TauBench Retail. Basically, there are a lot of tests here, and all of these tests, of course, are conducted by OpenAI, ultimately just to tell us that these two models are really powerful. That's basically how it is. As for how powerful it really is, how smart it is, and how it compares to the other competitors, we have to see what the other competitors have to say and what the experts do when they conduct tests, those independent evaluations. Then they'll be able to compare it more objectively. But these are just OpenAI's own subjective tests, so that's what we know. These are OpenAI's subjective tests. Down here are examples, like searching information, updating and looking things up, like finding a formula and applying it. You guys can come here and check it out. These are the official examples. straight from the source, caught section. Explaining chain of thought, which is a reasoning chain, a chain of thoughts, and especially with these two open source models, OpenAI puts a lot of emphasis on safety and worst case fine-tuning in the worst case scenario. There's a ton of text and reading it makes your head spin. As well. As for availability, this model will be freely available, meaning you can download it for free on Hugging Face. And it will be natively quantized using MXFP4. This allows the model GPT-OSS 20B to run with 80 gigabytes of memory, while GPT-OSS 20 billion, smaller version, requires 16 gigabytes. Alright, there's still a lot more information. They also explain why open models are actually important. Earlier, I also mentioned that OpenAI's move to release these two models, regardless of whether these two models are actually smart, effective, and whether they are better than the competitors' models or not. Just the move by OpenAI alone has already sparked a wave of competition among the competitors to build even more powerful open-source AI or open web models with lower costs so that ultimately they can achieve the very noble goal of democratizing AI. The noble goal of democratizing AI, bringing AI to as many people as possible so that everyone can benefit from the value that AI brings. Clearly, with this move, OpenAI is positioning itself as a pioneer, an important player in both worlds, the proprietary world and the open source world, and also trying to find a way to balance between commercial interests and commitments to an AI ecosystem that is open and safe for everyone. Okay, in the next part, I'll share with you how to experience these two models, as well as how to download and install these two models on your computer, of course, with the condition that your computer has to be powerful enough to run one of these two models. I think with a personal computer, it's pretty certain that the big GPT-OSS 120 billion model is out of the question, but maybe with the GPT-OSS 20 billion model, if your machine is strong enough, if it's high-end enough, you might actually be able to try it out. So, to try out these two models, we can click here on Try Out Models. There's a GPT-OSS playground, which is a playground for us to experience these two models. This is a demo of the two models for developers. Here, we have the 120B model and the 20B model. Below, we can customize the reasoning level, which is the level of reasoning we can choose to enable or disable. The Show Reasoning option, showing the AI's thought process. You see, we have high, medium, and low, so I guess they're hosting these two models on Hugging Face, and here there's a link for us to sign into Hugging Face. Anyway, I'll try testing it out. With the reasoning level from low to high, guys, here, I already have a few sample questions. I'll try with the low reasoning level first. I'll try with this available question. Suggest a random prompt, a prompt at random. So for the phrase random prompt, it will write it like this. Now, guys, I'll try switching to hi with the same question. Suggest a random prompt will be different. I'm not going to read. Okay, read it. It seems with this example, it doesn't show the difference between reasoning. I'll try with another example. How many R's are in strawberry? Hey, I've hit a limit. Now I have to. It requires me to log into Hugging Face, so I can continue using it. Anyway, this is a playground where you can try out and experience the two new open web models from OpenAI. Alright, next I'll show you how to download these two models and install them on your own computer. So when I click on the download icon, here, it will show me three options. I can run this model locally through Hugging Face or Alama or LM Studio. Now I'll quickly go through each one. First is with Hugging Face. On Hugging Face, there will be a profile page for these two models. Here I'm sharing the GPT-OSS 120B model. Below, there's also a lot of information here. Of course, we can download these models ourselves and install them. To use this model, we can use the Transformers library or Google Colab, Kaggle, or VLLM, and then for deploy, We can use Inference Provider or Hugging Face Inference Endpoints, Amazon SageMaker, Azure ML, or Spaces, for example. For instance, with Inference Provider, we can see that there are already a lot of providers that allow us to call inference on this GPT-OSS 20B model, because this one is open weight, meaning all these providers can download it themselves, install it on their own hardware, and allow us, the users, to use it and call that inference. Here, we have Cerebras, Fireworks, Together AI, and 4 more providers: Milvita, Hyperbolic, Scale, Grok. There you go, and we can use Python, or JavaScript, or curl. The next way to use the 2 new GPT-OSS models from OpenAI is that we can use them through OpenRouter. I've also already made a video to introduce this OpenRouter platform. This is also a really interesting platform. Basically, it's a unified interface for LLMs. So here, you'll go to this model. Then you will look for GPT-OSS, or you can search here. Just click here and select GPT. Here, we'll have all the models from OpenAI. And if I scroll down here, we'll see the GPT-OSS 20B model. And here is the usage price, which is 7.2 cents for every 1 million input tokens, and 28 cents for every 1 million output tokens. And further down, we even have the GPT-OSS 20B, which is free. This one is free. Guys, that means we can use this model for free. But if we don't want to use the free version, since the free version might have a lot of limitations, for example, it might limit the number of times we can call the API per minute or per hour or something like that, then we can use the model below, which is GPT-OSS 20B. The one below is paid, but the price is also very cheap. It's 4 cents for 1 million input tokens, and 15 cents for 1 million output tokens. Because these 2 new models from OpenAI are open weight, meaning anyone can download them themselves and install them on their own hardware, and they can sell those to users who need to use them, like us. For example, when I access this model, I can find those providers, those suppliers, so we'll have a lot of providers here. And each provider will have different pricing levels. The prices might vary a bit, but overall, the prices are relatively cheap compared to commercial models. Proprietary ones from OpenAI, like O4 or O3, for example, these prices are much cheaper. Here, I'm just talking about the price. As for the effectiveness, or what you call intelligence, that will be a different topic. I encourage you to try using them yourself and come up with your own evaluation. Okay, in the next part, I'll quickly show you how to run these 2 new open weight models from OpenAI. Locally is local to your computer. Then there will be 2 ways. The first way is to run on Alma, and the second way is to run on LM Studio. With the first way, you will use Alma. You will download a model and run it through Alma. So this is Alma's website, guys. The symbol of Alma is a llama. Llamas or camels, guys. Looks pretty cute too. Then right on the Alma homepage is the announcement of the collaboration between OpenAI and Alma to launch the GPT-OSS. Simply put, Alma is a platform, open source, so we can run large language models locally, right on our own computers. It lets users download, manage, and interact with large language models like Llama, Mistral, Karma, and, in this video, specifically OpenAI's GPT-OSS. We can run these models directly on our own machines. So let me give a quick introduction about the models on Alma. Here, we have the models that we can install through Alma. Almost all AI models can be installed via Alma. So, the first one, the featured page, is this GPT-OSS from OpenAI. Now, if I click here, it will show the models that we can download. So here, we have 3 versions here, and it also shows the size, which is the storage required for these models, and the 20B version is 14 GB, while the 120B version will be 65 GB, is the magnitude of the model we will download about our machine. Guys, do you all, what is it? What other models are there? There are only 3 models here. That is, this GPT-OSS only has just these 3 and actually exactly 2 models. This latest one, it's just an abbreviation, that's all. This latest here will point to this 20 billion model here. There's the word latest. Down, details about model. Installation, get started. Here, we can download the Alma app. And it also has a user interface, where we can run it on the terminal. With just a very simple command line like this. It's really that simple, since most of the viewers of my videos are non-tech folks. So for my tutorials, I'll use methods that have a user interface to keep things simple. Of course, for those of you who are developers or those who know how to code, feel free to use the terminal. Just use the terminal. Now, let's go back to the home page. Here, you'll see a big download button. Just click on this button. Then you download the software and install it on your computer. After you've installed it, you'll see an interface that looks like this. It's also very simple, very minimalistic. The first time you run it, it hasn't downloaded the AI model to your computer yet, so you'll look at this section. Here, there will be a list of different models of AI, and here we have this GPT-OSS 20B. This is a lightweight version that can run on a personal computer, guys. So I think you can try downloading this version to see if your computer can run. I downloaded it. So now I'll try it out for you to see, okay? I'll try saying hi to it now. Now I'll wait a bit for it to reply. My computer is a first generation MacBook Pro M1 with 16 gigabytes of memory and 512 gigabytes of storage capacity. So theoretically, this hardware should be able to run the GPT-OSS 20 billion model. Right, guys? But as you can see, it just keeps staying like this forever. It's running, but it's not giving any results. And why is that? Because my computer's hardware isn't powerful enough to run this model. Honestly, I did expect my machine would be able to run it. This GPT-OSS 20B model, you know. But when I downloaded it and tested it like this, guys, it just wouldn't run. So honestly, I was pretty disappointed. So you can install Alma on your own computer and download this 20 billion. Download this compact model. Install it on your machine to see if your computer can run it or not. Whether it works or not, you can also leave a comment below to let me know. Anyway, this is the first way for us to download and use not just the open web models from OpenAI, but all the open source AI models. The second way we can run open source AI models is with LM Studio. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is the homepage of LM Studio. I'll put the link to this website in the video description below, okay? So LM Studio is also a tool that helps us download and run open source AI models right on our own computers. So what's the difference between LM Studio and Alma? Basically, LM Studio is an application with a very user-friendly interface that's really easy to use, and it also has some add-on features to help regular users, especially those of you who aren't tech-savvy, to use the tool simply and effectively. You can tweak and adjust as you like. When we get to the LM Studio interface, you'll see it right away. Here, we also have a big button for downloading the software. Download and install it. After installing LM Studio, you'll see an interface. Its main interface is a chat interface. Here, you can chat directly with the AI model. You can also add files, attach files, or even integrate other features here. At the top here, you can also select which model to load, meaning you can choose the models you've installed on your computer, switch between models. My computer now, I have 2 models, OpenAI and GPT-OSS. Clicking it shows info about these models as well as the parameters, the variables, and the custom settings that we can change. For example, the context length is the length of the context, and we can adjust this up to its maximum value, or the GPU offload option, which is also explained here, so we can also change it here. Then we can even show the advanced settings. As you can see, we have a lot of other customization options. Here, we can read the explanations and then customize things according to our own usage needs. So this is exactly the difference of LM Studio compared to Alma. As for Alma, you can see that its interface is very minimalistic, while LM Studio provides us with a lot of options and customizations, and all of those come with a user interface. For the user, now I'll try loading a very small llama model to demo. Let's load this small model for the demo. Now I'm loading this model, so it will show an interface. That lets us see it's loading this model. Then we can just chat with it. For example, now I'll ask it something like hi, and now it's already responded. It replied to me already. The response is also really fast too. It even gives me some extra information about the response speed, like how many tokens per second it's generating. So now we can just use it as usual. Next, looking to the left, we'll see a few other tabs, the Developer tab and the My Models tab. And third is the Discover tab. I'll go into the Discover tab first. When I click here, it'll open up a window where we can search for and download open source models here. So we'll have a lot of different models here. And these models are currently being hosted on Hugging Face. On the left side, we'll have more information about those models. I've already downloaded this 20 billion model to my computer. Its size is about over 12 gigabytes. But we can click on Show All, this option. Then there will be a few other choices. For example, with this same model, we'll have another option that's over 22 gigabytes. Here, it also warns me that this model is likely too large, meaning it might be too big for the hardware capability of my machine. Next is the My tab, Models. This is where we manage the models that we have downloaded to our machine. And the last tab is Developer, the tab where we can launch a local server. We can start a server like this, guys. Then we'll have some endpoints. We can use our other applications. For example, like M8N to call the endpoints of these AI models. Maybe in another video, I'll go deeper into the part about connecting applications installed locally on our computer to the AI models that are also running locally on our machine. If any of you are also interested in this topic, you can leave a comment below to let me know. Alright, so in this video, I've introduced you to two new open-weight models from OpenAI, which promise to further promote the democratization of AI technology and bring AI to even more people. After that, I also showed you some ways for us to experience and use these AI models, both online through Playground, Hugging Face Inference, or OpenRouter, and offline, meaning downloading and installing the AI models directly on your personal computers, using two applications, Ultima and LM Studio. I hope you've learned something from this video of mine. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like and leave a comment below to let me know. By the way, I also want to remind everyone that I offer services for building AI agents, AI automation, for businesses that want to apply AI to their daily work processes. So if anyone is interested, feel free to contact me. Alright, I'll end this video here. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.